Okay. Show me.
Hi there, welcome back to the DutchRC channel for a short little show and tell on this recently released Quanum video receiver. It is a 5.8 GHz auto scan receiver. Now, most of you will probably know this RC832 5.8 receiver. Mine came with the Quanum version 1 kit. And as I said, this new Quantum receiver was recently released and I wanted to have a look at it. Now, in a few minutes I'll power it up and I'll show you what the display over here shows. Other than that, let's put this one aside for a minute. It has 4 connectors at the bottom here, from right to left. Power plug, DC in, 2 video output jacks, and this is really a step up from the old receivers, an RSSI output. If you do not know what that is, that basically outputs an indication of the signal strength. So with 2 of these you could have you could make a one-axis tracker system, so that your FPV receiver setup follows your craft, your multi-rotor or your plane or whatever you're FPVing with. Okay, that's the bottom part. At the top you see 2 buttons, one for the frequency selection and one for the channel selection. Both of those are also used in the auto scanning feature. We have a display, and at the top you have a single antenna mount. Now, if you were considering upgrading your RC832 to this Quanum receiver, do keep in mind that the RC832 has a connector with the pin. So this is a male antenna connector. This one, however, has a female connector. So if you want to use the same antenna you already used, you'll need an adapter for that. That's okay though, those are pretty cheap. So now, what is the real upgrade here when you are moving from a receiver like this to a receiver like this? Basically the electronics in this one are a little more modern, which makes sense, I guess. And as you know, this receiver has an aluminium housing and it actually uses that to dissipate heat. Especially if you run these receivers on 3S, they get really warm. And warmth is never a good thing for electronics, basically. So, like I said, it tries to dissipate part of that heat with the housing. This new one has a plastic housing because the electronics in it don't create as much heat. I'm not a very technical person, but I do know that the electronics in this one are more modern and therefore generate less heat. So the added benefit of that plastic housing is also that this one is lighter, which is a very good thing, of course, especially if you mount it on your goggles and have that extra weight bearing down on your nose. Every little gram counts in that sense. So I'm happy to have this one be a little lighter. One other reason to step up from this receiver to this receiver is the auto scan feature. Very convenient. You don't have to keep track of the frequencies of your equipment, and if you want to watch along with someone else, you can simply scan for his frequency and, well, watch along with that person. That's very nice, of course. Is that it? Yeah, of course, the RSSI port can be a benefit to you. It also shows the signal strength in the display. Yeah, of course, if you're FPVing, that isn't visible. And I would have really liked if this receiver would be able to superimpose the signal strength into the FPV feed. That's not possible though. However, well, like I said, you can use this RSSI port for a signal tracker, which is very nice. All right, let's see. The receiver comes with a bunch of wires. 2 video cables, and one has male connectors, the other one has female connectors, whatever floats your boat, I guess. It comes with a signal throughput connector, for instance, to loop it towards your recorder. And power supply cable, which ends in a GST connector. And the last cable it comes with is this cable. It's basically also a video throughput cable, but this one is probably meant to be used with that RSSI port. And the last thing is a rubber ducky antenna. Yes, okay, good enough to get you started, but after that you won't be using it. It comes with a manual. Yeah, not much to say about the manual, but it shows you what all the connectors are meant for and what the buttons do. So that's all for. Oh, the receiver can be powered by 2S or 3S. And blah 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 blah. Well, not a lot in the manual, but there shouldn't really be. Okay, and let me quickly connect everything up so I can show you that auto scanning feature and what else the display shows you. Hold on. Okay, so I've got both this FPV camera with integrated FPV transmitter powered up, and I've got the receiver powered up. Both of them have cloverleaf antennas on them, and as you can see, you've got some info in this nice dual color display. We've got a signal strength over here at the top. I have not done a scan yet, so and a battery indicator of the battery that's obviously powering this receiver. You've got a band and channel, and this is very nice, also the frequency itself. So that's very nice. Okay, and now we can do a scan by pressing and holding onto this button for a few seconds there. As you can hopefully see, it is now scanning. Now it won't stop at the first signal it finds. It'll scan the all bands and then select the highest level of signal, which is very nice. So it'll select the one closest in most cases, which is hopefully your craft. Now, and as you can see, it has now found a 84% signal. I'm not sure what the maximum is really. I have a very powerful Wi-Fi router in my house that might be well, in the way of things, but okay, and well, that's it really. You can then go and fly. Let's see, yeah, I do not really have the equipment to test if this receiver is any better in terms of range or penetration. However, I have used it for about a week now, and mainly to fly my Nano QX FPV in and around the house. And when I was on the bench here indoors and flew the little quadcopter outdoors, I did sense that it penetrated walls and windows better. That's a little subjective, but I really think the penetration was a little better. Maybe I'll do another video in like a few months if I have used it more to see if the range is better. But once again, I do not have proper equipment to really make a scientific measurement of that. Maybe because it has more modern electronics, it'll improve your range a little, but I suspect it won't make a whole lot of difference. You really, if you are looking at this receiver, you'd want to get it for the convenience of it, I think. It's lighter and it auto scans, and maybe you want it just for the RSSI port. Oh, by the way, I forgot to tell you, this is not a new race band 40 channel receiver. It only receives 32 channels, yes. So that doesn't matter to me, I'm not a racer, so but if you are, you might want to look at something else. So that's it. I hope this was useful information for you. If you have any questions about this receiver or anything else, please let me know. Oh, I'll also include a link to this very handy Aomway integrated camera and receiver sender. Sorry, the video transmitter. Very handy set. So I'll have a link in the description to that as well. This would be a nice time for you, of course, to subscribe. Thank you in advance, and hope to see you back in another video. Bye bye.